Hello everyone, welcome back to Easy Peasy Photoshop. For today's lesson, we're gonna talk about brush and filters and action. Basically, when I said brush, I'm not talking about the brush tool only. All the tools that you are basically using the brush on them. So let's start with it. For example, if you remember, if you go to your brush tool, pencil tool, color replacement, even your stamp tool, your history brush tool, your eraser tool, all of them, as you know that you can choose with a different style of the brush. So we're gonna talk about this section today. Let me open an image for you guys. Okay, for example here, if you're on the brush tool or any other of these things, actually let's start from here until here, that they have the brush setting. And if you make a right click on your mouse, you can choose different kind of brushes. Okay, for example, you choose this one, and as you can see, the effect is different. Okay, so but beside this, we have another kind of brush tool brush options, which is here. If you click on here, two options will be open for you. One is brush preset, the other one is brush itself. So when you're in the brush preset, as you can see, they are all these brushes that actually you have here. They are also listed here, but the difference is that here you can have the preview of, like, for example, if I choose this brush and I just do it like that, make a line, how it will be appear here. Okay, and let me always go here. For example, I choose this brush, you can see there is a preview that if you click here, then you just move it, how it will be looks like this, the other one. Okay, so you have that kind of preview here. You can also see the preview also here in the left side, but if you click on each of them, the preview will be appears. But here you have a better viewing. So basically they are almost same. If you click on each of them here, same kind of picture will be appeared. Okay, so but here you can have a better view on it, and here you just have the single brush, but you have more options here. For example, if I go to that brush, then for example here, if I go to this brush and I make a brush here, you can see how scattered it will be. Okay, now I can change all these options here. For example, if I don't want to be it like that, for example, I can, this one, I uncheck this. Now it's become like a line. Okay, or the shape dynamics, you can change anything about it. Like if I turn on the texture, now you can see the difference. Okay, so basically each of these brushes that you have, they have also some options here. Like let's go for the wet edge, and if I remove the wet edge, see they are just different options that you can choose for your brush. You just need to just work with them, and you really see how it will be look like. It's depend on what kind of work you're gonna do with that. Like sometimes you want to just paint something, sometimes you want to create a cloud somewhere. That's how you're gonna use. Here you also have another options. For example, if I'm here on this brush, okay, here look, this is how this brush have, this is my line. Okay, so I can actually change the angle here. If I move this here like this, see now my brush looks different. Here is with this angle, and here is with zero angle. Okay, you can also, if you click here and this two circle, one of them, you can move it, make it actually thinner, or you can make it 100% wider. So you can do lots of things here. You can customize each of these brushes for yourself, and you can even save them. You simply go here and you just save it here. As you can see, you can like do restart it, the changes that you've done, or you can just simply click here and create a new brush. If you make something, for example, hey, I like this one, I like this kind of effect that I have, or like this one, I want to use that kind of brush. Okay, I just simply click here, and you can save your brush with a new game. For example, I put it new brush, and I just, if I close it, now let's open another one. Now whenever I click on the right, I do my right click, you can see this brush that you created will be here. Okay, so what you can do is you can create lots of brushes for yourself, and if you want to remove something from your library from these brushes, you simply make a right click on it, then delete the brush, then okay, it will be removed from your library here. So you can always make your own brushes. For example, let me just show you guys something. If you want to change your brush, you just simply go here. You have some preset brush here. You can have replace brush. If you click on the replace brush, everything here will be removed, and the file that you open will appear here. For example, I go to the replace brush. Sorry, actually it said if you want to say, I go to the replace brush, then I choose this one. Like this is what I use most of the time. I load it. So you can see I have my own set of brushes here. Okay. So I just put each of them, I customize them, and I save it as one brush. Each of them one by one, I save them. Then when you have all your brushes here, for example, they are the brushes that I'm going to use, simply go here, this time click on the save brushes. Okay, then you can save it somewhere in your computer as a file. So basically you are not just saving it in the Photoshop, you save it on your computer. So even if you change your Photoshop, you use another version, you can still go and load your brushes. You can also just give this file to any other person, and they can have access to your own brushes, the one that you created. Okay, so that's how you can work with your brushes. You can also have load brushes. If you put on the load brushes, basically you're gonna add on the other set here. Like if I load this one now, see I have lots of brushes here. Okay, so that's different from the replace. If you put replace, entire things will be removed, and the new brush that you're choosing will be appear here. And if you put save, you're gonna save this library that you have here, this all the brushes that you have. If you put your load brushes, you can add on any brush set that you have, and if you click on the replace, basically everything will be gone, and it will be replaced with your new brush set that you have. So maybe you think, what's really use of these brushes? Yeah, in the normal things that you're gonna do, like if you just want to do some normal work like web design, or maybe some kind of graphic work like brochure design, you don't really gonna use much of these brushes. But if you go for the photo editing, or if you go for, especially for the digital arts, when you want to have the illustration, you're gonna use lots of these type of brushes that you have. For example, let me show you guys one of them, my works actually. I open it here for you guys. Okay, so this was my original image, and this is the edited version. So let's see, where did I use this kind of brushes? For example, you see these clothes here, all this cloth or this fog in the front. You can see there's like a fog here in these areas. This cloth, everything, they are made by brushes. So simply I have this kind of brush. I show it to you guys. I load this brush to my gallery. For example, if I want to add some more clothes here, I simply go and I can, here, I add more clothes cloud, or you can add some fog, different shape of cloud and fog and smoke that I have. They're all my just used with the brush. Simple, easy, and looks realistic. And also this effect here that you can see, it's work with the some sort of brush. Anyway, I'm not teaching you photo editing. I just want to teach you guys how important the brush are and what you can do with them. So here there's also another kind of brush that you can see. Also all these effects that you can see here, these stars, this kind of like the lighting that come here, they're also with my brushes. For example, I go here, let's create another, I make a layer and I use just simply my brush. See, now I created another ray of light coming to her here. And if it's on the separate layer, I can just easily move it. So you can see the brushes are very important tools, especially for photo editing and digital arts when you want to draw the things. Just imagine you want to draw the clothes yourself manually. It's going to take a long time. But if you just use the brush, it will be easy. So maybe you ask, where can we find brushes? Just over the internet, okay? You can just search Photoshop brushes. There are lots of sites that will be open for you. You can go to them. You can download these brushes. Most of them, they are free. You don't even need to pay something for the brushes. They just make it and put it there for the other artists that you can use. You can also create your own brush. For example, just use your simple brush that you have, just a normal circular one. And what I'm going to do, for example, I'm going to just make a drawing here. For example, I make this shape here, then I make a shape like here. Okay. And for example, I want to use this as a brush. Okay, it's just a JPEG file. Now I want to make it as a brush. What I'm gonna do, I click on the edit. Okay, now I go at the define as brush preset. Remember when we talk about the pattern, I told you guys you can also create your own pattern. No, the other one at the top, you can define it and as the brush preset. When you click on that, for example, I name it new 123. Okay, now if I make it right click in my brush, you can see this is add on here. Now if ever I choose any color, and I can just start drawing with this brush. See, so simple. It's become my brush, and I can change the opacity on this. See, exactly working as a normal brush. And of course, if I go here, I have all this information here, and I can just change them. I give a different kind of effect to them. For example, let's use it now. Let's see how does it look like now after I give this effect. So yeah, look. So basically, that's how you can create your own brush. So when you see that the cloth brush that I show you, or this star brush, or any other kind of brushes, for example, this type of brush, okay, so basically what they do is just they create this in a one layer. They then just save it, they define it as a brush, then they just save the brush. So that's all about the brush and the brush preset and the setting. So now you know everything about it now. Later, when you choose your path, that's what you're going to do with the Photoshop. For example, if you choose photo editing, you can say lots of time. They said, okay, I use this kind of brush, and I also put it for you so you can download it and do the same thing. Now you know how you're going to use such things that you can see over the internet. So let's talk about the filters now. I will close that one. Okay, let's go back to our old friend, or cute dog here. Okay, now we're going to talk about these section filters. Basically, these filters, they are effect that giving to your image. First of all, you can just put this effect on the pixel layer. You cannot use that on the shapes. If you want to add this on the shape, basically you have to change your vector style, vector layer to a pixel layer. Okay, so this is the first thing, but they are very good actually filters for pictures. If you do pictures, photo editing, you can use lots of them every day. For example, actually they are simple. You just need to go to each of them, then just click there. For example, this one, and again all the options here in this filter menu. If you go in all of them, they have this preview section. So you simply, if it's unchecked, just put the check here. So whenever you change something, you can see how it will be affected. So this is, you can add blur on the image. For example, like the other one, it's see. They are really simple to understand, nothing to really want to talk about them. They are simple, but how you use them, how you mix this stuff together, that's important things. And it's all will go to your own decision, your creativity. What do you want to do with it? There is nothing really that I just want to tell you that, hey guys, use this, for example, use this filter for that kind of work. It's not going to be like that. Yeah, sometimes when you start, like for example, photo editing, they will tell you that, okay guys, we do this, we do that, we do this, like lots of steps. Now use this filter. Okay, so you just simply go there to your filter list, you find this filter that they are telling you, and you just add it on. Okay, so beside these filters that you have, you also have something named filter gallery here. There is also some extra effect. You can see they have different effects that you can just do on your phone. It's simple actually. Even right now there are lots of applications, like even in the Facebook or Messenger, when you take a picture, there are effects that you can add on. So I'm sure everyone are quite well how to use effect, how to add on the effect. It's nothing that you really need to learn about it. You just need to go check each of these filter one by one, so you remember that there is a filter like that you can have this effect. Or maybe one time the client go to you and say, hey, can you make something like that? And you just remember, yeah, as I know it was a filter in the Photoshop, I just go there, click on that, and it will be appear. So we basically nothing to talk about them. We just go each of them one by one and try to see what will happen to your image and remember it. Anyway, there are they are actually fun to work with them. There are lots of effects, the fun things that you can do with this file. For example, let's see, this is also one of the other one. You just create something like that. Okay, you can also change the lighting. So that's it. It's look like that, and then you just click OK here. That's it. That's how your image become. Simply giving the like the lighting effect here. Okay, so I just want you to go play with these things, and it's up to you. It's your own creativity. It's your own design. It's your own choice to what to do with these filters. All right, and the next one, let's gonna talk about the actions. What is action? If you just go to your window and click on the actions here, let's talk about this action panel here. What is this one? So basically, action is look like your history. Okay, you can record whatever you done in the image. Okay, you basically can record whatever you do, then save it. Then after that, if you open any other image and you open that action and you play it, same effect will happen there. Okay, it's a bit complicated. Let's just do it on the actual, see how it's gonna work. So basically, first I'm gonna do in my action, I'm gonna click here, create a new action. You put anything, any name that you want on it, for example, new, and record. Okay, now right now I'm in my new action here. Okay, and as you see, there is an icon here, record. That means it's recording. Whenever I want to stop my recording, I put the stop button. Okay, and whenever I want to record again, I simply click here and it will start recording again. And don't worry, when you say record, it doesn't mean that it's gonna record your monitor or whatever you do. Right now, if I do anything here, even if I zoom back, I move image around, see, nothing will add on here. Nothing is recording until this subfolder new that we created. Okay, so what will be recorded is the things that you do with your tools, with your filters and other stuff, things that will show up in your history. For example, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first duplicate this layer. Okay, now that I duplicate my layer, you can see it's recorded here, duplicate current layer. Okay, now I'm gonna hold the left control and select my whole image. Okay, select the whole layer. Okay, you can see it's recorded, set selection. Okay, now I'm gonna do this filter. For example, I go to blur to radial blur. I give that kind of effect here. Then I will go to the layer, new adjustment layer. For example, make it saturate. Okay, so that's it, we did that one. Okay, then I'm gonna stop it. Okay, now I stop my actions. Okay, so whatever I do, for example, I go here, then I erase this type of this layer here. So that's the final effect that I have. Okay, now if I close this file, I just open any other file. I open this file. Okay, now I want to see what will happen. This new that we have, that we made, I just go click here and I put the play. See, same effect happens. So now I can go to this layer and I simply erase it. So basically you can do lots of stuff here. You can add on lots of other things. Then you just save that action, and what you're gonna do, you just play that action again, and same result will be happen in your new file. You can also download lots of actions over internet. So when you download the actions, the file is always must see like that. You have a kind of brushes for that action. Like maybe when I am making this action, I use a specified brush that I just have it. I make it for my own collection, so I use it in my action. So if I want to use that kind of action, I should also have that brush set. Okay, so whenever you download action over the internet, you can also find actions over the internet for free. So when you download them, they always have like brush set, pattern set, and a Photoshop action itself. For example, let's delete this one, the one that we made. Okay, so if you want to add an action, what you're gonna do? Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna show you an action that is a bit a big and long action, but I need to change my Photoshop because that action was not made for Photoshop CC. That's one of the problem of the actions, because sometimes the shortcuts are different or some options are different. So the problem is, if you make an action for one version of the Photoshop, it's not gonna work in the other version of the Photoshop. You basically will have lots of error when you start playing your action. So just hold 1 second, I'm gonna change my Photoshop. Okay, here we back. No, let's see. I go to my actions and I'm gonna load an action here. Sorry. If I want to load the action, I simply click here. I go to the load actions. For example, this newspaper action I'm gonna choose. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I just open something, any file, for example, this gentleman, we want to work on him. What I'm gonna do, I go also to my brush. I will replace my brush to the same action brush that I have, and I also go to my pattern. Easy way to change the pattern is you just go to your pattern stamp and you have the list of your pattern here, and I'm gonna load this brush pattern here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I just make a layer called area, and I'm gonna just make like a brush that where I want to have my effect. For example, you have this action gonna do, but you want to have a focus area. Most of the actions, when you download it over the internet, they are like that. They say create a new layer and call it like a brush or call it area. It depends on the action. There is a help there. So first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna read the help of the action, so you know what you're gonna put the name of this area. For example, in this action, I know that I'm gonna use the word area. Then I just simply brush any color doesn't matter. You just put where you want to be the area of your focus. So when the action happens, basically we can see the details in this area, but we cannot see details in the rest of the area. Okay, so I select this part. Okay, like this. Then I simply go to the action, and I have my action here. I'm just gonna play this action. Click on the play. Now see what we got. I'm not gonna do anything. It's automatically do everything that it was recorded previous time. Now you can see this top. There are things that they are changing. You can see the result. I'm not doing anything. All these things were done before. So actually we are just play back the history. What happened last time. So you have it here now in this image. You can have any other image. You can open any kind of image and you just play the same action. So that can be one of the good things if you want to do photo editing for your customers. For example, sometimes you see they are look very good effect that maybe if you want to make that effect or you want to do the same job, it's gonna take like 1 hour to do that. But there are some designer that they just say, hey, I'm gonna do that for you in 5 minutes and I'm just gonna charge you $10. But it may be other photo editor, if they want to do that, they say, hey, it's gonna take 2 hours and I'm gonna charge you like $20 because I'm gonna spend lots of time for it. But how happened that guy is gonna do it fast is basically he made his own action. So what he gonna do, he just open the picture, he play the action, and it will go. Automatically, computer will do everything for the action. You know, as I don't do anything, and you can see the results are just changing. No, we just wait here until our action finishes. We can see the final result for that one. But it's very important if you create an action, mostly it's not gonna work in other Photoshop. Like right now, I changed my Photoshop to CS6. If I want to do it on the CC or the CF5, it won't work. It's gonna have lots of error. Okay, here we go. It's done. Now I go to my layer. See, lots of layer actually created. So I can basically go and change any of these options. That's the good thing of one of the good thing of the action. You can see everything is like the smart object, or they have the layer adjustment. or they are using the masking. You can see there are lots of masking layer. So basically you can change everything. If you don't like something here, you can simply play with these options that you have here. You know, all of them, they have masking layer, all of them, they are layer adjustment. If there is an object, it will be a smart object, so you can easily change everything to bring back what do you want. Okay, so here the effect that you can see. See, lots of things happens. I didn't click anything. Lots of layer created, and here if you go to the history, you can see how many things happens when we are just talking without doing anything. So that's how you use actions. Again, you can create your own action. You can find them over the internet. Just be sure the action that you're gonna download is matched with the version that you are working. If it's not gonna match, you will get lots of error. Let me show you guys. I will just go back to the Photoshop CC. For example, here I try to do the same work here. For example, I go, let's load the same actions, same image, and I also load the brushes of this action. Sorry guys, I just want to show you how it will be work. Okay, and also the pattern for the same action, I'm gonna load it. Okay, so we do the same thing here. We're gonna make a layer, we're gonna call it the area, and I'm gonna just paint over it. Doesn't matter what color, as long as you're make the focus area. Basically, you are giving a masking area to your action, because first thing that it's gonna do, the computer gonna select this area action that you made and create a masking layer, and it work everything based off this layer that you put. Okay, now I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna play, but see what will happen this time. See, there is an error. Layer 2 is not currently available. Okay, I can just make stop. That means I stopped action, or I just put continue. Okay, continue anyway. See, another error, lots of error. Why this error happens? Because I'm using different kind of the version of the Photoshop. So that action was built for the Photoshop CS6, and now we are using the CC. So we get lots of error. I should just keep giving a move on, and you can see the result is totally different from what it's supposed to be. So that's the important thing to always remember about the actions. Okay guys, that was our lesson for today. So I complete to talk about the brushes, because those time that I talk about the tools, I said we're gonna talk about this section later, which I just show you guys. Nothing much complicated. You can see it's just you can change the setting of your brushes. I talk to you guys about the filters. You just need to go there and check the filters one by one. Of course, if I'm gonna teach you something about the photo editing, I would tell you like, hey, go here, select this filter and have that effect. But right now that we are talking about the general, there is nothing to really tell you guys about it. And we also done with the action panel. So right now, you know everything about the tools here. You almost know all of these panels that you have. Maybe some of them we didn't go there, but actually you know about it. For example, we didn't talk about this adjustment panel, because this adjustment panel is basically same thing that we have here. It's basically same that you select here, you create an adjustment layer. So this is exactly the same thing. You just go here, you, for example, color balance, you click here and there is a color balance layer will create it. So if you see I didn't talk about a window here because actually you already know how to do that, the things about it. Anyway, but you can still go open them and check them one by one, but basically you know most of these panels that you should be. We talk about the filters, we talk some of this adjustment here, we talk about the moods, then we talk about the transform and other things here. So basically right now you know basic things and important stuff about the Photoshop. Now it's time for you to choose your path. If you want to do web design, start studying Photoshop for the web design, Photoshop for the photo editing, Photoshop for digital art, or different things. So that was the last lesson of your easy peasy Photoshop, but I will make 2 more videos for you guys. Okay, I'm not gonna teach anything basic about the Photoshop. One of them I'm gonna give you a very quick mini lesson about how to retouch your image. It's not about this photo editing, but I just want to give you guys this so you can retouch your images in a professional way. And the second one, I'm gonna talk about the colors for you guys, not about this color picker option, just the colors itself. It's gonna be something important for you guys, so don't miss that. For now, see you on the next video.